Hey, peace and positivity reflections, good energy to all. So in this video, I just wanted to do a little bit of self-analysis. So in my last video I made yesterday, I talked about astrology, and this is something that is very, it's new to me. It's something that I'm newly becoming very interested in, and I'm starting to pay a lot more attention to it. And a lot, obviously the planets are involved with astrology, and I haven't really thought about the planets or the solar system in any type of a serious manner, for some time now. So, I mean, and my memory is still kind of hazy with things. So I apologize. I realize that I did not mention all of the planets, but I got them written down now, and I'm pretty sure I got them all. But if I missed any, please correct me. So you got the sun, we got, I think it goes, what, sun, Venus, Mercury, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and then I think it's Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. And then you got like Planet X and all them other things. But, those are the planets. Sometimes I get caught up in the moments, and it's because I'm caught up in the attention of the moments, it's hard for me to think. It's hard for me to focus on my thoughts, and I get caught up in how people will perceive the message instead of just speaking the message truthfully and in a stable manner. So, anyways, that's what happens there, and that's my correction. I also have a couple other corrections I want to make. A few videos ago, again, this is kind of long. This is similar to the last mistake I made, but I made a video and I talked about how my parents put dog poop in the garbage can and how I don't. And at the time, I hadn't been putting dog poo in the garbage can. It had been months since I'd done something like that. It's primarily a duty that my parents take care of. I take care of the front yard, and they got the backyard. So I really don't put much dog poop in the can. And when I made the video, I hadn't put any in a while. But since that video, and even prior to that video, in the past, I have put dog poo in the garbage can. I don't like to do it. I really don't like to do it, actually. Just like I don't like using, toilets here every single day. But I do. And, part of me, it's even in my my natal chart, it says how I have a tendency to, want to bring shock and awe to to things that I do, to conversations I have, and things of that nature. And I feel feel pretty good about that's where that came from. I have a tendency to exaggerate things and make them appear more than they are, and that's something I don't want to do anymore. I really don't. I want to just, I use the passion about things that I'm passionate about, but I don't want to let my passion exaggerate the truth. I just want my passion to help support and encourage the truth, but not to distort it, and not to lead me down to a place to where I'm beginning to deceive myself and others, because that's not good, and I really don't enjoy it. I really have a strong tendency to, be truthful and to make amends, and to not exaggerate. Actually, I really don't like doing it. And then it's funny too, because as soon as after I'm done doing it, I'll like immediately be aware of it and feel bad about it. It's just stupid. Like, why. But it's a lesson I got to learn. It's part of that. This is also why having a pure body and being in a clean environment is so good for you on so many ways, because having all these different, even things inside of you and things around you, is all affecting your subconscious. Is all affecting you. It's just that much more that's going on. If you have less going on in terms of things you're putting in and things that are around you, then you have more of an ability or more of an allowance to just hone in on your own thoughts and your own feelings, and you can then articulate them and present them in a more truthful manner, with less fat, with less baggage, with less insulation, which is why getting to the off grid and to the tropics and living a pure lifestyle is really the best way to get to your greatest version of yourself. So that's just one more correction. And then another correction I had was, oh yeah, the whole thoughts creating realities, and I made a video on how the collective perception or the collective projection is influenced by the individual perception. And all I was trying to say in that, like, I'm still learning about the holographic universe. Like, there's parts of it I feel like I've got a pretty good grasp on, but there's parts of it that I'm still learning. I'm still learning, and there's a lot of different theories out there and opinions, and so with that being said, as far as my perception goes concerning the holographic universe, there's some theories of thought that say that you can. I don't know if that's even true, but I wanted to make it clear that our thoughts affect our realities. They don't completely create a reality. You can't just imagine. You can't just imagine you're going to fly one day and be able to fly. The next day. It doesn't work that way. You have to put in the time and the effort, and there's even some things that I don't even think are plausible in this realm because we do have laws that we have to work by. And these laws, they can be bended a little bit and molded to with consequence, but you can only do so much. It really is. Even though it's an infinite universe, we don't live in an infinite realm right now of possibilities. There really is only there is a limit to what is possible in this realm right now. But in the grand scheme of things, anything is possible given time, environments, and reality. And you have to realize too that each reality could be based on completely different physics than this one. So, with that being said, anything is kind of possible, and if you do daydream or imagine some type of extraordinary thoughts with enough attention, then enough of whatever's allowed of that thought in this universe based on your ability to attract and manifest that, I feel like that will be shown to you. Now, let's say that you were, spending a lot of time just thinking about wanting to fly or something like that. Maybe, instead of actually being able to fly, like, literally in this physical body, maybe you'll begin to fly in your dreams, perhaps. Or maybe you'll just be filled with a feeling of flight. Like, I know sometimes I can feel like I have so much energy in my body, I feel almost like I'm floating. Like, it feels literally like I'm not even weighed down by anything. And so maybe that's what, you know, that thought of wanting to fly, if you continue to really focus on that and pay attention to it, and you treat yourself right, and you put yourself in the right situations, and you learn about spirituality, you learn about yourselves, and whatever, maybe the universe will, in some type of a way, bring you that. And then maybe through that, and through lifetimes of evolution with that thought paradigm, or with that, paradigm is kind of a trap, but essentially this is, anytime you focus your attention into one specific topic, you are kind of creating a trap for yourself in the fact that there is momentum and inertia associated with the amount of effort you put into something. So, but you could take that, so you can take that paradigm or that trap or that focal point of wanting to fly, and maybe you learn how to, like I said, just be a very high vibrational being in this 3D realm, and you get to walk around, still walk around, but you get to walk around feeling like you're flying all the time. And maybe you're just able to, share higher vibrational information with others to help them come to a similar level of, capability in terms of how they feel and are able to navigate in this world in the body that they possess. And then maybe in your next life you will, find yourself in a realm where you really are flying. Maybe, again, this is just me theorizing on how the law of attraction works, and how in an infinite universe, anything can be possible, but at the same time, it's not, because we are limited by by the limitations of the current realm that we're in, which is the Earth realm. So, yeah, I got a little. Anyway, it is what it is. So that was my ideas on that. But I just want to make it clear that your thoughts affect your realities, and if you're thinking negative, then you're going to have negative things coming back at you. You're either going to continue to you're either going to continue to feel a negative type of way, and or you're also more than likely going to find yourself stumbling over whatever type of obstacles or challenges or just responsibilities, duties you got to do with your day, and you also might even encounter like straight up negativity from other people or other reflections of yourself. If you really pay a lot of attention to that, your universe is going to start showing you what you're projecting. What you're projecting out there is going to come back at you to teach you what it is, and to show you that you put work in something, there is an effect to it. So that's all I wanted to say about, as far as thoughts, affect our realities and all that. And then I also wanted to just broach into, it was actually something that I heard Master Teacher, the Honorable Master Teacher Nature Boy, Commander-in-Chief of this Earth Plane, Reflection Nature Boy, say in his last download. It's something that I was thinking about a few days ago. So when I heard him talk about it, I was like, oh man, that's crazy. I was thinking about that exact idea a few days ago, and you brought it up yesterday. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. But it's essentially about the eyes and how, this is just something that I've been kind of playing around with. But like, the soul, our light, our soul, which is, our mind, which is made up of light patterns that I feel are emitted from the sun. We are all beamed from the sun with our own angles of light. And those angles of light come through the centers or our eyes, from the sun. That's how our soul is able to beam into this vessel, and that's how we're able to think and have light within our thoughts. And when we go to sleep, we dream. And I think that, like, when the body is at rest and when it's no longer open and aware and moving around in this physical realm, the way I am now, the soul is able to, based on its purity level and its conscious level, it's able to then, kind of like traverse back to the sun, essentially going, which I think, and along with that traversion, along with that travel, you're going through the astral. So it's like, there's just like this constant connection between you and the sun at all times, and the connection is varying depending on your toxicity level or purity level or alkaline level, whatever you want to call it. So, this is why it's very detrimental to have a lot of poisons and a lot of heavy metals and to be around a lot of negative energy, because you're not going to have a very strong connection with your soul. It's going to be weighed down. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be burdened by the density of this earth plane and the type of dense toxic things you're putting inside your body. But if you live close to nature, if you live a very clean lifestyle, if you're very pure, then, and you're very aware consciously, then you're going to be able, you're going to have more of a connection with your soul, with the sun. And you're going to be able to travel farther. You're going to be able to see more. You're going to be able to know more, because you're going to have an antenna. You're going to have an energetic ability, a vibrational capacity or capability to tap into higher realms. So, and this is also how, and then when you die, when you take that big sleep, it's just the soul, leaving through the windows, and it just goes right back up to the sun. And then I think as you approach the sun, they say that your whole life flashes before your eyes, and you are your own judge. And I think that's kind of what, for me, I feel like that maybe we're the place where you're judged before you re-enter the sun, re-enter the all. First, you have to see everything that you did, and based on everything that you did, because you recorded it all. You're going to be judged. You're going to be, that reflection is going to be seen by the all, and based on it and your astrological energy, you're going to be transmuted into a appropriate astrological program or soul pattern, and then you thus enter into the all, or the sun, essentially, which is just a portal point for the all, for energy to experience itself in this physical realm and create different expansions and patterns of itself to further expand the consciousness of the universe. This is where the sun is a portal for that. So you go into the sun with everything that you experienced in this lifetime, and you reflect that, you see that, you're judged, and based on that judgment, you are then labeled or given an appropriate astrological program based on the things that you did in this life. And this is where you start to enter. This is where you can either enter into the kingdom of heaven or hell. When heaven is just a higher vibrational reality. It's just you learning the lessons of the lower self and transcending them, and proving to yourself or the universe, the all, that you are worthy to take on a higher responsibility or a higher degree of living. And then, of course, the opposite of that, or the flip side of that, or an alternative of that, is that you have still more lessons to learn. You haven't totally figured out, your lower self and the lessons of the earth plane, and so you're going to get an appropriate astrological chart that is suitable for things that you did in your past life, and you're going to take that astrological chart, and then you circle around the sun, you do your thing in the all, and then whenever there's a situation or a compilation, or two parents coming together that are able to create a portal that's suitable for your astrological energy, that's when you're allowed, that's when there is an allowance for you to go in and manifest back in to this earth plane, and with a new astrological program, and begin the whole human experience again, to learn what you got to learn, and then you go through the process. So, again, these are just my ideas, and I have to give huge credit and shout out to the Honorable Math Teacher Nature Boy, because this comes, this is primarily his teachings. I'm just, taking what he's sharing and just using my own mind to help build upon it, you know. So, I just want to make it clear that a lot of that information came from him, and the whole eye thing that I saw yesterday, he said it first on camera, but I was thinking about it a few days ago, but anyway, it's just, I think it's beautiful that, I know that I was thinking about that, and to hear him, just on his own admit it, yesterday, is something he was just kind of thinking about too, is just kind of cool, kind of synchronistic. But anyways, that's just my 2 cents on the matter, and so yeah, I think that's about covers it for today. And so yeah, self-analysis is a very, it's an important thing, and it's also a thing that I realize that working these really hardcore, or just 9 to 5 jobs in general, along with all the responsibilities that go along with living in Babylon, there isn't that, it doesn't leave you much time to self-analyze. This is part of the trick, or part of the hook of the devil, is to keep you busy, to keep you distracted, to keep you away from doing any type of real self-reflection. Because as long as you're continuing in the hamster wheel over and over and over and over again, you're not able to take a step out and be like, whoa, hold on a second, is this cycle that I'm going in actually good for me, or is it actually just repeating myself, and I'm not, I'm essentially not going anywhere. I'm not happy. I'm not learning anything new. I'm just drawing out this boring lifestyle that's creating a lot of stagnation, and actually possibly suffering within inside my being. But it's hard to analyze why we're feeling that when we're still caught up in the day-to-day grind. So, anyways, I guess with that being said, try to just make room for self-analysis, self-reflection. Really find time in your day to think about the things that you've done, and the ways that you can do them better in the future, and to learn from the mistakes of the past, so that we don't have to keep on repeating them. All right. So with that being said, I think I'm going to shut it down and say that I love myself. Good energy to all. Organize a good day, and goodbye.